everybody, thanks very much for tuning in, and hopefully you can actually see what's going on. I would say I'm filming this at night, but I'm not. It's actually 5:30, so winter's hitting us hard this year. Can't see what's going on here, but this is where the goji berries used to be, so that's gone completely now, and everything else is gone. The only thing that's left is we've got some kale and we've got some leeks at the back, and the leeks are drooping so much I need to pick them out this weekend, but they're fine out here. They're not going to die. They're not going to, give up on me completely. That's perfectly fine. So I need to empty this bag. Just a few more things that I need to do this year. Empty this bag, take it in, clean it. The other one's already done. Need to take in the and the lights are coming on, which is helpful. Need to take in, I keep on forgetting what the heck this is, the citronella. That's dying back. I'll put that in the garage with everything else. Everything here is fine. I need to take this in the garage. I need to repair it, so I need to take off the stuff that's on the side here, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it with the fabric, and I'm basically just going to use that like that. I might get a piece of wood for the bottom. I'm just trying to figure out which is the best approach for fixing this, but definitely it needs fixing. Definitely need the support columns on the side to be redone. Clean it up and reuse this next year in the same spot, but I'm going to use it for artichokes next year. All of the carrots and beets that were here, not really that there was many, they're all taken out. The rest of this is just weeds. I'm fine with that, because what I'm going to do next year is I'm going to dig it up and I'm going to put the new raised garden bed in this place, which I should get a lot more produce from that. So quite literally everything is done. My center lights will work, hopefully. I think that one's good. It'll give us a bit of light and see what's going on. These lights are great. They've served me well over the years. They give me a bit of light, but obviously not enough for us to see in a video. Hopefully we can at least see the leeks and what the leeks are like. They're not huge. I've had huge leeks in the past, but they're good enough. They'll actually do for a big bowl of soup, which is all really that I need it for. Some of them have really fell over. I tried to support them as much as I could, but I'll just harvest them, put them in a soup with some carrots, potatoes, some stock, just making nice soup out of it. So that's really all that's going on, and I did a DIY job with the netting for the blueberry bush, and hopefully that will survive through next year. So what did I learn this year? Well, first one is having this in the corner isn't ideal. I thought I could reach over well enough from here, which I can, but it depends what I put in there. So really what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it over. I'm going to have it over maybe about 17 inches, like anywhere between 10 and 20 inches, just so I can get in there and maintain it. So that's the first thing that I learned with the garden here. So how I'll do that, when I install this bed next year, I'll make sure that it's over enough that I can gradually move each one over. So it's a bit of extra work next year, but it'll put me in good footing. And as you can tell from how I open the gate here, I've got plenty of space here. So as you can see, there's plenty of space in between where the gate and this post is, but it's more than likely going to be more over here. So we'll have plenty of space to play around and make that space for myself. So that's the first thing that I learned. The second thing obviously was from earlier on in the season, and that was using the coconut coir to seed and to grow the seedlings. To grow the seedlings, it's not ideal. If I put something in the coconut coir, then great. But I'm not really going to be doing that. So let's go into the garage and I'll tell you my plans from there, and I'll show you actually what's going on with the garage quickly. Okay, so we're in the garage, and as you can see, everything's in here to overwinter. I will be bringing in the other citronella. I think this was the original citronella, if I'm not mistaken, and this one's gone crazy. So I'm going to bring the other one in. One of them will survive over winter, and it'll be used next year. So that's always going to be good. So the plan is to actually This is more of a greenhouse for outside that I'm going to use for the seedlings later. The plan is to get a just another one of these, but the bigger version, and that's got the ability to walk in. That way I can put everything in that I need to. So there should be enough space to have the pots in like I've got them right now. So how I've got them right now is I've got them in one of the fabric bags with soil to help insulate the roots. And as you can see, the lime plant seems to be doing pretty well. So I'll be able to have that in. Hopefully that will keep the pepper plants alive this year. That will keep the lime plant alive. So more than likely it'll be January, February when I see a good sale on one of those greenhouses, because I got that at a good deal. That's basically what I'm looking for. I'm not looking to spend money for everything. I just want to save as much as I can. So when I get that, that will also be used for the seedlings. So as the season goes on, the starting season, at least for me here, in late March, early April, going into May, I'll utilize that to actually grow the seedlings in, and I'll use soil. So the coconut core will just be for the seed starting. Once the seeds are good enough, I'll be bringing them out into here, into the greenhouse. And again, I've got the temperature sensor, so that should tell me the optimal time to get those out into that greenhouse. And I'll use that greenhouse to basically overwinter everything. I'll use it to start the seedlings and get everything going good. That way I will have the potting mix that will have enough nutrients to get the seedlings to grow bigger. And that's my plan right now. Whether that will work, we'll see next year as we go through. The other thing that I've got to do right now is clean up the old pots that I used, get them ready for next year, tidy everything up. So we've got these troughs. They're called, I always forget what they're called. I'm useless. So anyway, the cloches, sorry. It's right on the thing. So got to clean those cloches, got to clean the pots. I've done most of the pots. So we should be good, hopefully. The pea that I planted in here, this one's doing pretty well. As you can see, we're getting a flower on it, so that's nice. The other two, not so much. This one actually seemed to die back a bit. I don't know whether that was lack of watering that was causing that, but I pinched it. I'm going to see if that helps it grow. Same with that one, it's dying back a little bit. And the seeds that I planted, I'm not seeing any progress yet. But what I might do is I might bring the kale from outside in here. Again, I'm not too sure. And my wife the other day went to her family friend's farm, and we got some nice snapper from the farm. So that'll help us through the season as well. And we'll be making lots of soup. And then this is going to be furniture for the balcony. So that won't be here later on. Well, going into next season, it won't be there. So we should be good. So that's the plan. And the learning, as I say, is make sure everything's accessible outside. Make sure when I start the seeds next year, I start them in the coconut core, but I don't utilize it for the growing. The growing, I need a good growing medium. And I don't really want to go into the putting nutrients into the coconut. Yeah, that's really all that I've learned this year. Obviously, there will be more things when I sit down and reflect a bit more and plan things out again for next year. But yeah, oh, the final thing is actually, I just remembered, talking about reflecting, is I need to shore up the gate in my garden, because I do get rabbits coming through. They love the peas. They love the carrots. So my carrots didn't do well. My beets didn't do well because the rabbits came in, ate all of the tender leaves and completely killed the plant. From basically, it wasn't getting the energy. So we weren't getting the energy growth down below because it was too busy trying to repair up top. So that was the final thing to learn, actually. So that's all of my learnings. That's everything essentially for the season. But I will be doing progress on what's going on with the green onions here. They seem to be thriving in this environment, which is good to see. The peas, what's going on with the peas. Hopefully we'll get a bit of growth up here. I don't want it to go too wild, so if it does, I'll be pinching it back. And how everything goes with the overwintering. I especially want the lime to overwinter. The peppers I can plant again. The lime, I spent a bit of money on that. I want that to do well. So, okay, that's everything for this week. Thanks very much for tuning in, and I'll speak to you soon.